What's going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video, and today we're going to be taking a look at a deck that has fallen off of the radar of a lot of people in the past, but now with a new promo that came out with Guardians Rising, I think has a lot of potential once again, and that is Lurantis Vileplume. Now, I actually had a local box tournament this past weekend. It wasn't a sanctioned tournament, so people were allowed to use Guardians Rising cards, even though the set technically isn't legal till this Friday, and I ended up making top 8 with this Lurantis Vileplume deck. We did end up at top 8 splitting the top 8, so we didn't play out top 8. We just decided to split the prize pool of packs, and everyone walked away happy from there. But we're going to take a look at this new Lurantis promo. Now, this deck had a lot of trouble in the past with hitting specific numbers. It, was 3-shotting stuff that normally 2-shotting would have been a lot better of a scenario. And I think that this Lurantis promo is actually going to put us in range of being able to hit a lot better numbers with this Sunny Day ability. So let's go ahead, without further ado, get this show started and talk about this new Lurantis promo. That Sunny Day ability, the attacks of your grass Pokemon and fire Pokemon do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. So this can be really solid to let us hit really good numbers, being able to use Flower Supply for 60, being able to Solar Blade for 140, and Chlorascythe for 170 or 220. Those numbers are very, very good for us to hit. And also combined with the Vileplume's item lock, I think this deck has a lot of potential once again. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the cards here. We are running a 4/4 Fomantis Lurantis GX line with that Flower Supply attack, 40 damage, attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. Solar Blade, 120 damage, heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. And Chlorascythe GX, of course, this attack does 50 damage times the amount of grass energy attached to this Pokemon. And then we're also running 2 copies of this promo with that Sunny Day ability. It does have an attack. We could potentially use Solar Beam for 80. It also gets boosted by Sunny Day, so that's 100 damage. Not the worst thing in the world on a non-EX attacker. But there we go, 4/4/2 Lurantis line. And we're also running a 2/2/2 Vileplume line with that Irritating Pollen ability. Each player can't play any item cards from his or her hand. So the idea is that here we're going to go first, blow through our deck, and set up Vileplume on turn number 1. 3 Shaman EX is really going to be one of the things that allows us to do that, being able to Ultra Ball for these Shamans and continue to draw through our deck after only using our 1 supporter for the turn. Just what makes Shamans so very good. So that's the Pokemon lineup. Let's go ahead and expand it here and take a look at the rest of the deck. Now, you may notice we're actually not using any cards from Guardians Rising besides the Lurantis promo. I didn't really see a need for Tapu Lele in this deck. It can be good with its Energy Drive attack. Also, of course, Wonder Drive is a very good ability. Or Wonder Search? Wonder Touch? I actually really don't remember. I haven't learned all the new abilities and names yet, but its ability, of course, is very strong. But with only 3 different supporters in the deck, I didn't see quite as much of a need for it. And Lurantis, in general, can be a good attacker on its own. We also could potentially attack with Vileplume here, Solar Blade for 7, or Solar Beam for 70, and also does get boosted by Sunny Day. So hitting 90, 2-hit KOs, things that have 180 HP. We might see a Solar Beam in this video. We'll see what happens, though. We are playing 4 copies of Acrobike, looking at the top 2 cards of our deck. Put 1 in the discard, and put 1 in our hand. We can discard Pokemon. We can discard Grass Energies in order to reuse them with a Flower Supply later on. Discard Pokemon to get them back with a Revitalize or something along those lines. We also play 3 Level Balls, using this to get out our Fomantises, our the lower end of our Vileplume line, the Oddishes and the Glooms. Level Ball is very solid. 2 copies of Revitalizer to get back any Pokemon we have to discard in our setup. Revitalizer, of course, being a very good card in this deck. 4 Trainer's Mails and 4 Ultra Balls, just the utmost consistency. I know we are playing a lot of item cards, and Garbodor is a very popular deck, but if we can successfully get up the turn 1 item lock, it's really going to make it difficult for the Garbodor decks to get set up, since they do rely on the items on their own. That's why Vileplume is just such a good card in general. 4 Forest of Giant Plants, the thing that really knits this deck together, that makes it work. Each player's grass Pokemon can evolve on his or her first turn, so we can get up multiple Lurantis GX on the first turn, we can get up Vileplume on the very first turn, we can get out the Lurantis promo on the first turn, we can just get everything going with Forest of Giant Plants. 3 copies of Lysander here to bring up whatever our opponent has on the bench that we want to take a knockout on. We can also stall something out potentially. Lots of options here with Lysander. We're playing 3 copies since we're not playing via Seeker. Only 1 copy of In, just a little bit of shuffle draw. Sometimes it's better to shuffle and draw as opposed to discard and draw. But more often than not, we're going to be using Professor Sycamore on that very first turn of the game to discard our hand, draw 7 cards, just drawing as many cards as we possibly can in order to set up that Vileplume on the very first turn. 3 copies of Floatstone. It's going to be really important to get this down on Vileplume, since if we don't get one down, the only way we have to retreat Vileplume is to attach 3 energies to it, or we just, you know, can attack with Solar Beam even. But yeah, that's kind of the idea there, is we need to get the Floatstone down. We don't have AZ in this format as opposed to the expanded format. And then 9 Grass Energies to round it out, just a solid number. I've actually considered running 4 Sycamore and 4 Lysander and no N. I do kind of want to mess around with that, but sometimes the N can still be very, very nice. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead, hop onto the Versus ladder. I actually don't think I even have the right deck selected yet. There we go, Lurantis Vileplume. Let's go ahead and hop in and see if we can't get a couple of wins in today's video. Go first, item lock some people, and ruin some people's day on the PTCGO ladder. As always, guys, if you enjoy these videos, definitely make sure you leave a like down below. It helps me out a ton, and lets me know you enjoy seeing what I'm doing. So, Rar Cake here, playing a Fairy Psychic Colorless deck. This could be a Quad Sylveon deck. If that's the case, I think that in general, Lurantis has a pretty good matchup with Quad Sylveon. We're able to keep energies in play with the Flower Supply attack. And yeah, so we'll see what we can do. We'll click done. We do take a mulligan starting things off. I would assume this is most likely Quad Sylveon with like a Tapu Lele in the mix as well. It could also be like a Garbodor deck with a Fairy type attacker. I don't know what the Fairy type attacker would be though. Maybe Sylveon Garbodor. Not sure. Wouldn't expect to see that most likely, but we'll just go ahead and start the full Mantis. We're going second, so I kind of do want to bench this one as well, and then we'll just click done. On to my opponent's turn. They will get to go first. We'll get an idea of what they're playing. Maybe that Sylveon deck. We'll see what we find here in just a moment. Now it would be interesting. Yeah, we do see an Eevee. And there comes the Tapu Lele. So that definitely makes me think this is going to be just the Sylveon Disruption deck. He's going to go for a Team Skull Grunt. That seems like a very interesting supporter to choose to play on the very first turn. And especially against a Lurantis deck, whenever they really don't mind having their energies discarded. Let's see if he goes for it. No, yeah, he is. I was going to say maybe he just got it to Ultra Ball, but he's going to see my hand and see, yeah, I don't, not going to be able to get rid of anything. So something interesting we do want to keep in mind is if our opponent, with Magical Ribbon, they can go search out Hex Maniac plus Field Blower, and then they can potentially mess us up there. So we do top deck an energy. If they get Hex Maniac Field Blower, they can get rid of the Floatstone on Vileplume. That's kind of what I was going for there. So the Silent Lab is a little unfortunate. We'll go ahead and get rid of the Vileplume and the Grass Energy. We can't get Shaman, of course. And we do have 3 of our Forest of Giant Plants, okay? And we'll just go grab Oddish. So I'm actually not even sure that I necessarily want to set up Vileplume here. I think our matchup is good enough without it. It's an interesting call. We can keep digging here to at least try to get an attack off this turn. So I think we'll do that. We do have to get rid of multiple Lysander here if we want to do that, though. Or the Floatstone, I guess. We can get rid of Lysander Floatstone. This lets us set up for 1 less card, unfortunately. We'll go ahead and do it. We want to try to maybe get an energy in a Lurantis this turn. Revitalizer would just get us back the Vileplume, which doesn't do any good right now. So then we'll just go Shaman Setup. We do get Lurantis and an energy, so kind of the things I wanted to get. It would have been nice to get a promo Lurantis. I don't think I'm going to evolve this yet, actually. And I think we're just going to Flower Supply, and I think we're going to move the energy just onto the active to try to prevent my opponent from just like Team Flare Grunting and leaving us with 0 energies in play. I don't know, I'm not sure exactly how to approach this matchup. Maybe it's not, we don't even need Vileplume at all, and we just go in with Lurantis's. He can go on the offensive with things like Fairy Wind. He can also use Plea GX to make us pick up our Vileplume, potentially. Or a Lurantis with a lot of energies on it. So those are all things to keep in mind. He's probably just analyzing, yeah, and seeing what he wants to do. He's gonna play a Delinquent. So we can use Revitalizer to get back the Lurantis, but then we might have to discard the Revitalizer. Do we mind getting rid of all of our Lysanders? Do we kind of just want to kill, like, attack whatever's in the active position? I guess so. We'll just go for that. And yeah, this is a situation where if we had had the promo Lurantis, it would have been really good to Flower Supply for 40, and then if we get another energy, we can Solar Blade for 140, or Flower Supply for 60, then Solar Blade for 140. That gives us the perfect math to knock out a 200 HP Sylveon. But yeah, it looks like we're just going to see him use Magical Ribbon here. So we're down all 3 Lysanders, unfortunately. So we'll see what he decides to get. I would admit probably just some sort of like item disruption plus Team Flare Grunt, maybe like a Handiwork. I'm not sure. Totally not sure. He may want to get a DCE to go on the offensive. I would kind of be surprised by that though. If we get a Grass Energy plus a Lurantis promo, we actually could knock out the Sylveon. Because then we'd hit Chlorocythe for 160. But we'd have to top deck a Sycamore most likely to be able to do that potentially. So he's gonna take his time, figure out what he wants to get. I think Team Flare Grunt's definitely gonna be good. Did he just fail it? Chose to get nothing? Well, he can actually get out Vileplume. I don't know what good that really does us. It actually decreases our draw outs, so I don't think we want to do that. Oh, we actually can't get out Vileplume because we don't have Forest in play anyway. Yeah, I think we're just gonna... yeah, we'll just Flower Supply. Is that a mistake? Did he, like, misclick and accidentally choose to get nothing with Magical Ribbon? Or is his hand just, like, perfect? He also could have gotten, like, Max Potion plus Energy. But we'll see. Next turn, we can Chlorocythe for the KO if we top deck the Lurantis promo. So he is going to Max Potion. That's fine, to be expected. Gets the energy attachment. Maybe we should have evolved to Gloom just in case. And he's going to Magical Ribbon again. Let's see if he actually gets anything. I imagine that was a mistake, but you never know. You never know. I really just don't want him to get Hex plus Field Blower. If we put Vileplume down. That's like the main thing I'm scared of. I'll bench the Gloom, and I'll bench the Fomantis, and I'll just Flower Supply. Saving the GX still. No reason to use it yet for just 100. Next turn we can Revitalizer, Item Lock him, and get out another Lurantis. He plays a Gumshoes line. So that makes me not want to get up that big of a Lurantis for sure. Via Seeker here, probably a Delinquent. Yeah, he's just going to Delinquent. So I don't know, maybe if we play down the Gloom last turn, we can go get the Vileplume this turn, but like I said, I'm really cautious of putting down Vileplume. It does have that huge 3 retreat cost, and he can just go Magical Ribbon for a Hex Maniac plus a Field Blower. But not all Sylveon lists are playing Hex Maniac. The video that I posted that had Sylveon in it did actually not play Hex Maniac. Or actually did not play Hex Maniac. I guess that's the better way to say that. But he'll go ahead, search out 3 cards, and we're still just kind of chilling in top deck mode. But like I said, I didn't really want to put down Vileplume because that decreases our draw outs so much. Because we still have 4 Acrobikes in the deck, we still have 4 Trainer's Mails in the deck. So he's going to go grab his 3 cards and onto our turn. We do get a Vileplume, so we could get down Vileplume, but once again, guys, I just really am cautious about wanting to do that. So we're just going to keep playing this kind of patient game. Just chipping away with Flower Supply. He hasn't really done much to disrupt us yet. We haven't seen any Team Flare Guns. Just the Delinquents has been the main thing. I guess we'll get to use Search the Premises here to see that we have a Vileplume in our hand. He may be curious as to why we didn't play down the Vileplume, but, I mean, I just really don't want to decrease my draw outs. And like I've said, I'm scared of the Hex Maniac Field Blower play to Lysander the Vileplume on the following turn. Excuse me. So this is already looking like this is going to be a long and grindy game number 1. He's going to go ahead and use Team Flare Grunt. Crushing Hammer. Oh, nope, maybe. Going to use 2 puzzles a time. I don't know what he's going to get here. I guess Silent Lab and Fairy Energy. He's going to go ahead and play his items because he knows we have Vileplume. Don't worry, buddy. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to play it. He can Delinquent it away on the next turn. Maybe I'm just being too scared of that play. He's actually going to go for Fairy Wind and hit for 110. We get an Acrobike. Nice. Shaman EX. So I bet he's wishing he put down that Silent Lab, but he did not. We can go ahead and play Vileplume, I think, at this point. If we can get a Grass Energy plus the Lurantis promo, we can't use Chlorocythe to take a knockout. We get 1 Lurantis. We'll put the Forest down. We know he has a Silent Lab in hand, so it doesn't really matter that much. We'll evolve this Lurantis. We'll go ahead and put the Grass Energy on the active just in case we do find it, the promo, and then we'll Sycamore. And we don't find it, unfortunately. If we hadn't item locked, we could have potentially found it, so that's something to consider. But we're just going to Flower Supply, and we're going to put it on the back one here. So we're probably going to lose Lurantis this turn. Yeah, if we hadn't Vileplumed, we did have the Ultra Ball in our hand earlier. He's going to search the premises. We do have our N in our hand, so if he does Magical Ribbon, we can N. But we'll see what he goes for. He will probably Magical, or probably Fairy Wind and take the knockout. Just the way this guy's playing. But he's going to go ahead and get out another Sylveon. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I wish I hadn't put down the Vileplume yet. But I think just disrupting him as much as we can, keeping him from playing his items and stuff, is good. And he's just going to Fairy Wind. Yeah, he's going to take his KO. So if we get another Grass Energy on the top, we can Chlorocythe for the KO. Or if we get one off him. We got one off the top. I think we definitely bench you. I think we're going to save in for the next turn. And we're just going to Chlorocythe this turn. Because next turn he's going to have to come up and use Magical Ribbon most likely. So we'll just go Chlorocythe GX. Hit for 100, take 2 prizes. We do get a Lurantis promo and a Gloom, so we can get a Lurantis promo into play on the next turn. But it does have a 2 retreat, so I am also a little wary about getting him stalled out, since we don't have a Floatstone on it. But yeah, we'll see him bring up the Sylveon. He should know we have the N in our hand because of his Gumshoes here. But we'll see what he does. I doubt he plays. A lot of the lists are only playing 1 DCE, some are playing 2. So he might not be able to attack with Fairy Wind this turn. He could Plea this turn if he has a DCE. If he picked up the Vileplume, I would actually be kind of happy. And then we get to play Floatstones and stuff. But he's actually going to Lysander, bring up Shaman EX. Okay, maybe try to force us to find a energy to retreat it. We do have 5 energies left in the deck. Our deck between the deck and the prizes. I actually didn't check my energies, which is unfortunate. Alright, so we got an Oddish. That's not an energy. We're going to play down this Lurantis promo. I know I just said I didn't really want to because it has a 2 retreat. But this will let us Flower Supply for 60 and then, yeah, in return, Chloroscythe, or Solar Blade for a KO. So we'll attach, retreat. We got lucky hitting that energy there, but we had a decent amount of them still. Flower Supply will let us hit for 60. We'll attach an energy to the active. Only want to do 1 on the active. And we'll put 1... I kind of want to go here, and I also kind of want to go here. We'll go here. He'd have to have his other... Like, he's probably only playing 2 Lysanders, so he'd have to have his second Lysander off the end of 4. Which is pretty low odds, but it could happen. The only reason I would put the energy here was to prevent him from Lysander stalling us out. We still have energies left to not have to worry about that too much. He's going to use Handiwork here. Does flip 2 heads. Gets rid of some more energies and some other stuff. I kind of missed everything he got rid of. It doesn't tell you, I'm pretty sure, right here. Flip 2 heads, 0 tails. Yeah, it doesn't tell me what he discarded. The way they flip it so fast, it's hard to see. I wish they would pop up and show what he discarded. But with no healing card here, we will be able to use Solar Blade to take the knockout on Sylveon, but he's going to get 3 cards of whatever he wants. And that is a little scary. He may go here for the Lysander, which kind of makes me just want to Flower Supply this turn as opposed to Solar Blade. So he's going to go grab 3 cards onto our turn. He wins this game by Lysander stalling us out. So I think I'm just going to Flower Supply. Playing the patient game here. I'm going to put both of them on Lurantis. Lurantis can also attack for 100 next turn if we top deck an energy and KO the Sylveon. If he does choose to Lysander it even after that. But this kind of prevents him from wanting to Lysander it, I'm sure. Game is not over yet, that is for sure. He could have gotten a Team Flare Grunt there as well, so that would be unfortunate if he got rid of one of our energies. I didn't want to put an energy on Lurantis, though, because he can Gumshoe Chance and KO the Lurantis. He's going to Delinquent. I'm totally okay with that. Just get rid of these things. We keep the Trainer's Mail just in case for any reason he ever uses Plea and we pick up the Vileplume. But we still are in deck out danger. But since he used Delinquent that turn, he can't use Lysander, he can't use Handiwork, but he's just going to go Magical Ribbon, and he also can't Flare Grunt. So he's going to lose this Sylveon. I'm going to lose this Sylveon. And yeah, we'll just Solar Blade for 120 and take a couple more prizes. We're down all of our Lysanders, so we won't be able to like Lysander bring up Lele and try to stall it out, or Gumshoes either. Both of those can attack, of course, but still. Alright, on to our turn. We get a Floatstone that doesn't do anything for us, so we just Solar Blade. Flower Supply wouldn't do anything either. And we'll take 2 prizes. Level Ball and a Trainer's Mail. My chair just sunk down. That's not good. There we go. Search the Premises here is just going to show him a handful of items that we can't play. And let's see what he did. I would assume he got a Team Flare Grunt with this. If he didn't, that would be very bizarre. He's actually going to get a Hex. Does he have the Field Blower? He does, but we have a Floatstone in our hands, so we can just play it immediately. So that's actually not going to do anything, really. That was the play I was scared of, but we can also just go Floatstone the Vileplume. He could double puzzle here for... He could double puzzle for Field Blower plus another Hex maybe, but he just got a Max Potion. He won't be able to play those. Oh, there's the VS Seeker for the Hex. Okay, okay. VS Seeker for what here? Flare Grunt or something? Lysander. So we still, even though we know he's going to try to Lysander this Vileplume, we still have to attach the Floatstone to it, because that's one turn that he won't be able to do it. It forces him to play the... It's going to force him to play... what's it called this turn? We get that. That's useless. It's going to force him to play the Hex this turn. So we still play it regardless. If we could get a Revitalizer here and retreat and then Flower Supply onto Vileplume, that would actually be ideal. So let's see if we can hit it. We got it. Okay. So we still play the Floatstone. Revitalizer. We're just going to get 2 Lurantis, I guess, or Lurantis Fomantis. Yeah, we still have another Lurantis in the deck, so we'll just do this. We'll retreat. And we will Flower Supply for 40 and put 2 Grass Energies on to Vileplume. Not getting stalled out today, boys. We actually did only hit for 40 because of the Hex Maniac. Sunny Day does not work, of course. He's going to Flare Grunt, so we're going to have to top deck Energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 energies left. Still decent chance to draw one. We could have played Level Ball and Trainer's Mail, but I don't want to deck out due to Handiwork. That's also something I'm scared of right now. This is a long game, and I'm not even sure we're going to win this one, guys. Not sure we're going to win this one. We need to get energy in, like, one of the next couple turns. So let's see what he... Well, we don't get to see, but he's going to use Magical Ribbon here. Grab 3 cards. Yep. No energy, so we just pass. He's already played all of his VS Seekers, all of his puzzles, so he only has theoretically 1 Handiwork left. So not super likely that he could deck us out now with Handiworks. But we're going to have to draw energies pretty soon if we want to win this game. He does have Hex Maniac plus a Max Potion in his hand, we know. Here comes a Handiwork. Tails and a Heads. Gets rid of an energy. That was going to be our top deck, was an energy. That is not good. So hopefully we can get one. Hopefully our last 2 prizes aren't our last 2 energies. I didn't check energies. I should have. Because we have 5 in play. 6, 7 in the discard. 6, 7 total that we can see right now. 2 left between the prizes in the deck. He's just going to Magical Ribbon. He cannot, unless he plays more than 2 Team Rocket's Handiwork. Which I guess he could. That would be really, really unfortunate if he does, though. He's going to grab 3 cards. On to our turn. Energy! No such luck. Just click done. So, in hindsight, I'm really thinking I probably shouldn't have even played Vileplume this game. I think Lurantis on its own can beat Sylveon just through cycling energies, through the little bit of healing we have, without Vileplume having to come down. So, looking back on it, I probably wouldn't have even played down Vileplume in this matchup. Oh, man. We can still win, but we need to have our energies in the deck. And if we, oh gosh, Delinquent. So, what do we get rid of? Forest, Level Ball, and this dude. And he's going to Magical Ribbon for 3 cards. He could theoretically deck himself out with Magical Ribbon, but I doubt he would do that. He can. It does say up to 3 cards, so you can just get 1, you can get 3, you can get 2, you can get 0, as we saw him get earlier. So once again, unfortunate. And if the Grass Energy is the bottom card of our deck, we just lose regardless. And we know he has Max Potion plus Energy in his hand plus Hex. So if, say, like, example, we prize an energy and 1 energy's in our deck, but it's like the bottom card, we're going to lose because of that. He's going to go ahead and Lysander here. Bring up a Shaman. That's going to do it, guys. The Aqua Base, since we got rid... I should have considered the Aqua Base. We do have 1 Forest left. Theoretically. Yeah, we lose this one. Shouldn't have played down Vileplume, guys. I should not have played down Vileplume. We would have been totally fine. Him knowing that he has the Hex and Field Blower in his hand made me put energies on this to prevent him from doing that, and that kind of just ended up messing me up. Yeah, there's no way we can win. Our last, and our prizes is either our last energy or a forest, and we need 2 energies to win this game now. I'm trying to see any way we win this one. We'll go ahead and Sycamore just to see what the last card is, because we do lose this game, so we'll just Sycamore, go out in style. It's the last Sycamore, so our last 2 prizes were forest and an energy, so really disappointing game there, guys. I feel like I definitely could have played that better, so I do want to apologize, but yeah, he's just gonna play Lysander. Does he play 3 Lysander, or did he? Yeah, he VS Secret 1 back. That's what it is. Yep, so that's gonna do it. Unfortunately, 26 minutes of just getting destroyed. 4 for 5 on heads for coins, but it's to be expected, I guess. If he hadn't milled an energy, we would have been fine. But he hit an energy. That's really disappointing. So now I know in that matchup I don't want to put Vileplume down. So Kuja 89 here. Water, Psychic, Metal, and Colorless. We do lose the flip, so he'll choose to go first, I assume. Get an oddish start. Not the best, but not the worst. We get Ultra Ball to put 2 Grass Energies in the discard, so that's not bad. Level Ball for Fomantis. Ultra Ball for Shaman. Da-da-da. Top deck Forest. So it looks like we're going to see a Garbodor deck, which we do play a lot of items. Ooh, but he just... We can win the game this turn, actually. If we get Lurantis plus a Lurantis GX, and we can Chloroscythe for the win. So we have 2 Lurantis promos and 4 Lurantis GX. How many floats do we have? 2. So we prized 1. We got a Sycamore in our hand and 2 in the deck, so prized 1 of those. So we can either Ultra Ball away 2 Grass Energies and just go get a Shaman and set up for 5, or we can Ultra Ball away a Grass and a Sycamore, attach a Grass, and then set up for 6 to get 1 more card. I think it's safest to keep a Draw Supporter in our hands. But you know what? We lost 1 game today. We're going to go be a little risky, go balls to the wall, go all out, see what we can make happen. So we'll attach the Fomantis and Shaman set up for 6, letting us dig that 1 card deeper. We're going to dig for the Dunk. We get the Lurantis, we get a Fomantis. So we go get another Lurantis promo, or Fomantis. So that way we can evolve this one. So we can set up for 5 here. See, now I'm wishing I'd have kept a Sycamore because now we only have 2 in our deck. So we'll Shaman set up for 5. We've got a lot of Acrobikes, lots of males. We get a Float Stone. So we can item lock him at least. So we're not going to win the game this turn. We can go ahead and item lock him. He didn't play any cards. So we'll just go ahead and Flower Supply. And we'll put the energy up on the active in case he Acid Sprays, I guess. But he did nothing. He just went Acid Spray pass. How much is Trashalanche hitting for? I actually don't even know. 60? So I'm not scared of that. And he top decked a Sycamore. Oh, his hand was bad. 3 double colorless energies. Wow. Okay, Tauros comes down. Tauros is annoying to deal with. That is for sure. Trashalanche is going to hit us for 60, but we can Solar Blade this turn. Heal 30 of that and KO the Garb. So we go Solar Blade. And next turn, we do have an energy attachment to Cooler Scythe GX KO the Tauros. I'm surprised he didn't attach the Choice Band before. Or maybe he... Well, no, because he would have top decked the Sycamore, right? So I'm not sure why he wouldn't have played the Choice Band. Gets down a Trubbish, Wobbuffet, the whole family. Pass on our turn, so we can just go Cooler Scythe GX for the KO here. Not having to deal with any Mad Bull GX shenanigans or anything like that. Revitalizer, Fomantis, neither of them are going to do us any good right now. But he's going to bring up Wobbuffet. Meaning we both have access to our items. So there's his last 2 Garbs, because 2 are in the discard. He had to discard 1 and we KO'd 1. But he's going to Super Rod here, probably putting back Psychic Energies. Like maybe Psychic Trubbish Garbodor. Yep, look at that. There we go. Psychic Trubbish Garbodor. He's going to have to find a Float Stone as well to retreat this Wobbuffet. And he's going to end us to 3. We get Lysanders, that's good. And onto our turn. So we just Lysander Garb. Solar Blade. I want to KO the threat, guys. KO the thing that can do damage to us. We could have KO'd the Wobbuffet so he can't play any items. That might have actually been smarter. Might have actually been smarter to just KO the Wobbuffet. Gonna bench a Trubbish. Yeah, maybe we should have KO'd the Wobbuffet. Not actually sure, and he's gonna go ahead and end. We could have Lysandered Garbodor and just Flower Supplied. I actually don't even know if we have any energies in here. No, we don't. Gonna put a DCE on Wob. Is he gonna retreat? Looks like it. Onto our turn. Okay. He has more cards in deck than us. That was his last DCE. He can't attack with Tauros next turn because he's out of DCEs, so I'm totally okay Solar Blading. Normally it's like scary to Solar Blade a Tauros, but he doesn't have any DCEs, and under item lock I don't know any way he can get DCEs back. He's gonna go Wonder Tag here. And let's see what he grabs. He would need like Hexmaniac Floatstone to retreat Tauros. Gonna grab Ninja Boy. Interesting. He's actually just gonna concede. Okay, so there we go. Winning the second game of today's video. We're actually gonna go play another game. Our first game was long and we ended up losing. Second game was pretty quick, so I think we've got time for another one today, guys. As we go up against Exablank. This is actually my friend Eddie, I'm pretty sure. Orange Rabbit's from my chat. Give him the hello. So we will choose to go first, of course. So now that we know we're going up against a Sylveon deck, we know now not to put down Vileplume, but our hand is terrible, unfortunately. Our hand is really bad. Thankfully, we'll take some mulligans here. Yeah, at least one mulligan. So yeah, we do see Sylveon, we see Flare Grunt, we see Via Seekers, Silent Labs, the works. Ooh, and he loves this card. He loves this card. Okay, we'll click done. He loves Ema for some reason. Alright, so we do get to take mulligans, thankfully. Otherwise, our hand was going to be pretty atrocious, to be honest. And we'll see what their start is. Yeah, didn't want to play against two Sylveon decks today, guys, but TCGO had other plans for me. Alright. So they're going to put out their prizes, and we'll get to take 3 mulligans, I believe. 1, 2, 3. Definitely want to take all of them. We do get... It gets a little better, but not too much better. Excuse me. So I think we just go Ultra Ball, Lysander Grass Energy for a Shaman. I wish we could get a Fomantis here, but it doesn't look like we can. How many floats do we have in the deck? 2 other ones. 5 energies, definitely good things to count. 3 more stadiums. Or 1 in. Okay. So we'll attach here. We're actually going to attach the energy to the Shaman so we can retreat it. And then we'll go Shaman setup for 4. We get Level Ball for Fomantis. We'll go ahead and evolve into this Lurantis for sure. And just play Professor Sycamore. So I know I said I didn't want to play down Vileplume, and I still don't. We could get it, though. And potentially just screw him. But I don't think we want to do that. He's saying hello. I think he just realized it's me. So we could Ultra Ball for another Fomantis. No real reason to do that, though. So I think we just retreat into Lurantis and pass. The reason I went ahead and retreated is because he could, of course, play a Team Flare Grunt, and that could strand our Shaman in the active, potentially. He's just going to go ahead and Delinquent. Okay. So we get rid of... We have 2 Revitalizers left. We'll get rid of Lurantis. We'll keep Ultra Ball. We'll get rid of a Forest. I kind of need to keep Forest. We need Energy. We need Ultra Ball. We need Sycamore. I don't really want to get rid of all these Float Stones. But I guess we get rid of these Float Stones. I want to keep everything else. We could have gotten rid of Ultra Ball over one of the Float Stones, I suppose. So after the Delinquent, looks like we will see the Energy Evolution come out. So we can get off that turn 1 Magical Ribbon. So here comes the Sylveon, Magical Ribbon, Fairy Wind, and Plea GX. Silent Lab does come down, so Ultra Ball ultimately not going to do much for us. We can Ultra Ball for a Fomantis. And see, yeah, like Vileplume wouldn't have even done anything there, so I'm pretty sure in this matchup you don't play down Vileplume. Had to learn it the hard way, but we know it now. I think we can just Ultra Ball away Shaman and Forest to get a Fomantis. Why is it saying okay? That's weird. Yeah. And we'll Sycamore. We do get Forest. Oh my gosh, I don't want to play all these cards. How many Ultra Balls do we have left? 2? We could get Revitalizer as well, though, to get the promo Lurantis. Okay, there we go. Now we don't have to play any other cards. So this is going to let us go into that 60 plus 140 play, which is really solid. So we go Revitalizer. Get back both of these guys. We could get out another Fomantis. I think we'll go ahead and get one. I should have played this before the male, I guess. But it worked out okay. So getting rid of those float stones is pretty bad. I kind of want to hold everything else. So we'll just Flower Supply for 60 and put both of the energies onto the active in case of a Flare Grunt. Since we aren't going to use Item Lock, he could Crushing Hammer as well and move 2 energies. That would be unfortunate, but then we can still attach and Chloroscythe GX to knock something out. Or no, actually wouldn't even knock it out. So never mind. He's going to play the Lysander on the Lurantis promo, I assume. Yep. Oh, please, please use, he's going to Delinquent. I really hope he uses Fairy Wind. We're going to lose to 2 Sylveon decks today. He's going to use Plea. I'm kind of okay with that. So now he's going to Skull Grunt us next turn, right? He's giving us the gasp face. He has to either Flare Grunt or Skull Grunt, so we're going to make him choose one of those. Oh, he put the Floatstone back in our hands. Wow. I'm stupid. Wow. Way to go, Chip. He probably didn't even realize that either. Let's go ahead back into Lurantis. Ah, that's bad. There was no reason to do that. We could have Flower Supplied this turn. He's going to Delinquent. We don't want Oddish or Gloom. Or Trainer's Mail, I guess. Or Sycamore. We don't really need Sycamore. We probably need Acrobike the least, so we'll get rid of those 3. So no Skull Grunt or anything. Energy Evolution is going to come out. So yeah, I guess he probably just totally missed the, he totally missed the Floatstone on my Vileplume. I mean, I totally didn't think of it either, so that's why I attached a random energy to this Lurantis for no reason when I could have attacked. Where do we put the energy? I guess back here? He has to... He's either going to Fairy Wind KOS or Magical Ribbon, and in that case we can go Energy plus Chloroscythe, but he's actually just going to Max Potion. Okay. Play 2 puzzles, or play a puzzle, 1 or 2 maybe. He may have to get back a Fairy Energy. He may not even have a Fairy Energy. So now I kind of wish I'd attached to the active so I could Solar Blade this turn, but it is what it is. I'm going to get Fairy Energy via Seeker. Going to attach the Fairy Energy and just use Magical Ribbon, so no VS Seeker going to come out. I guess he's assuming at this point we're not going to go for Plume, since we discarded all of our Plume stuff. We're out of Forests as well. So if he's playing Aqua Base, that could potentially get stuck as well with one of these Shamans. No energies in the discard, unfortunately, but we still just go Flower Supply. And no reason to play anything else, just playing the slow game. Man, I bet it's so fun watching a video with 2 Sylveon games in it. But you know, a lot of people are playing this deck, so it's important to know how to play against it. I had to learn the hard way this video, but we learned. So he's going to Flare Grunt away the energy and just Magical Ribbon. So yeah, now it's so annoying that this random useless energy is on this Lurantis. I guess we could come in, theoretically, and Solar Beam at some point. But that's not going to do us much good. Just go Flower Supply, move the energy to the active. Now what could be bad here is if he has another DCE and hits a Crushing Hammer back here on this one. So, he does get the Crushing Hammer. Does he go for the back or the front? Goes for the back, so does he play another DCE? Or is he just trying to get rid of all the energies? He's got all the hammers in his hand. Dang. I would imagine he would have saved those if he was going to use the DCE and KO us. So since he didn't, and it looks like he's just going to Lysander, maybe try to stick up this Lurantis. But that won't work as long as we can top deck an energy eventually. Oh, this one energy on this Lurantis is so bad. And having a Shaman on the bench is going to hurt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4 energies between the deck and prizes. I think we saw 5, 6, 7. I think we prized. Did we prize 2? I feel like I remembered seeing 5 in the deck, and we had 2 in our hand. Did we prize 2? That's really unfortunate if we did. Oh, but that's all we needed, was an energy to retreat immediately into Lurantis. Flower Supply. Energy. Now, where does this one go? He is down 3 Crushing Hammers. He can still Flare Grunt and stuff. Do we put it on a Shaman to prevent him from Lysandering? Does he have a Seeker in his hand still? I think we go to the active. Actually, not sure that it matters. It's either the active or Lurantis. Doesn't matter if we put it on one of the Shamans, because then he just Lysanders. But he does play another DCE. So he was holding it this whole time. Gets double heads on Handiwork. Gets rid of an energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm pretty sure all of our energy are in play because we prized. I'm pretty sure we prized 2. Just go retreat. Flower Supply. Please don't freeze on me, game. Please don't freeze on me, game. There we go. And we'll bring them both to the active, I guess. How many Fomantis are we down? Just 1, so we do have 1. Or no, we prized 1. It's always hard to remember because this evolves from Fomantis as well. So he flipped double heads on Handiwork, but he's 1 for 3 on his 1 for 4 on his Crushing Hammers. So you win some, you lose some. Or maybe was he 2 for 4? 1 for 4 or 2 for 4, something like that. So let's see. He's gonna retreat, but we do have a Lysander in our hand, so we can take a knockout. I think we should go ahead and take the prizes. We're only down to 9 cards in deck. We've got to get some revenge on Sylveon, guys. We've got to. Field Blower going to get rid of the Float Stone. Well, that's not good. Max Potion, so never mind. We're not Lysandering that. We can actually... Ema. He loves this card. It could technically deck us out eventually. He gets 3. We get 6. He loves this card. We do get an N. Which I don't even know if we use it here. He can't get anything that disrupts us too much. I think we just have to Flower Supply. We've got to prevent him from stalling out this Lurantis. Should we go ahead and put energies on Shamans? I guess. Oh man, this is getting weird, guys. Getting weird. Maybe we should play a choice band so that with 3 energies we can one-hit KO a Sylveon. I'm gonna use the Skull Grunt. We don't have any energies, of course. Does have max potion. How many is that? 3? 3 max potions? That seems like a random time to Skull Grunt. Flower Supply, no reason to use any other attack. We'll put the energy on Shaman. As long as we can keep an energy on all this stuff and be able to retreat. He hasn't used puzzles or anything yet. Double heads again on the Handiwork. Wow. And double puzzle. Handiwork is the annoying card of the deck. Double max potion. So provided he has an energy in his hand, we can end here. We know he has a max potion. So we just need to end and hope he doesn't hit max potion energy. Maybe I should have ended last turn. I don't know, guys. I guess it's hard to know what the time is to play it, and maybe it was the last turn. Oh no, please don't freeze. Please don't freeze! Okay, good. We don't have any grass energies in here, so I guess we just Solar Blade. Put a little bit more damage on in case he plays something like Fairy Drop or Pokemon Center Lady. Forces him to play the max potion. Does have a VS Seeker. See what he goes for with this. Team Rocket's Handiwork, guys. If he flips double heads again, we actually will lose the game because we don't have an N left. He's actually going to Team Flare Grunt, which is fine with me. And Max Potion, so not fine. So he did draw Max Potion plus Energy. Oh, he didn't draw Energy, actually. So he has the Handiwork in his hand to potentially win the game. He has gone 4 for 4 on Handiwork flips. I don't know that we have any better play except to Flower Supply. I mean, I don't think we have the longevity left to take 6 prizes. With 4 cards left in deck, he has to flip double tails here. Then we have to Solar Blade KO this. We have to take an energy off the prizes. Then we have to Chlorocythe kill this one. He does flip 2 heads. So theoretically, we still can do it. It's going to come down. If he benches another Eevee, I don't think we can do it. And we also have to take a energy off the prizes here, since we prize 2 energies. Yes! Yes! 2 energies! Okay. 1 card left in deck. This is tense, guys. If he benches another Pokemon, we're gonna lose the game, and actually the Flare Grunt should seal the deal as well. The Flare Grunt actually does just totally seal the deal. Crap. If he didn't have the Flare Grunt, we would have been fine. Is there anything we can do? We don't have any Revitalizers left. If we had, even if we had Revitalizer for Fomantis plus this, we don't have Stadium, and even so, that's only hitting for 190, which is 10 short. Honestly, a pretty disappointing loss. Pretty sure there's nothing we can do. We'll show him we had the energy, so if he didn't Flare Grunt, we had the game. Yep, that's gonna do it, guys. So I think I'm learning how to play against the Sylveon deck with this deck. Benching the Shamans is bad, of course. Maybe we shouldn't try to get like a bunch of stuff set up. So he had an Eevee that turn. He's just gonna go Skull Grunt. He's just BMing a little bit here, but that's fine. GG's, we'll give him the well played. We did have the game if he didn't have the Flare Grunt, but he had it, so he's gonna go into Eevee and pass. GG's. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I do think this deck is very, very good. Unfortunately, I don't know. I think I misplayed in our first game, and then went up against a very good opponent, a good friend of mine, Eddie. Top 4 at Athens Regionals recently, so very good player. But yeah, there we go. That's the deck, guys. Let me know what you think down below. I hope you enjoyed the video, even though we did end up losing 2 of the 3 games we played. I think the deck is solid. So we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's going to do it for me. Until next time, guys, take care.